I think one of the first things that I was really interested in was your journey from, and I think this is something a lot of people resonate with, that feeling of completing your degree. So you studied journalism and getting your first job, which you have described as being your dream job at the time. And just that first year experience and what happened directly after, because I think that's important context to understand kind of where you've come to now. Yeah, that's a great first question. So, I mean, just to set the scene, I guess, for people, did journalism at university, came straight out at the age of 21 and got the job to be an MTV presenter. And that for me just felt so normal at the time. When something like that happens to you, you think that life is that easy, especially at such a young age. You know, you come out thinking, wow, it's already going to be dog eat dog. And then this happens and it was amazing. So you just applied and got the job. Just applied. It was an online competition. You had to submit a video reel. And so I booked out my local church's hall. And I grabbed all my family and friends and I said, I need you to be extras. And we were in the dressing room and I was walking through presenting, pretending it's Fashion Week. And I had like my sister getting her hair done by her friend and, you know, people throwing clothes around. I love the effort. It's still on YouTube to this day just because it's so iconic for me. I'm like, I really produced, directed and presented. It's amazing. And so that is what got me the gig. But it was just what followed after, you know, and I think that we all have these dreams and these goalposts, so to say. And I really thought at that age that you have one goalpost, you get to that goalpost, and then it's over. Life's done. Life's done. Like sign sealed delivered. Like it's over in a really good way. That I'm just going to be plain sailing after this. Obviously it wasn't. And it was a real hit to the ego. It was a real hit to, you know, my mindset of like, oh, what now? You know, where do I go now? And I just wasn't prepared for what was after. And so I think that's when I realized, and it really hit me, that my dreams are ever evolving and ever changing. And sometimes when you think something is your dream, it's not. It's just a stepping stone towards the bigger picture. Yeah, there's always a bigger piece at play. I think we've forgotten one key detail though. So you got the job at MTV and then what happened? Yeah, that shattered your ego. Yeah. Well, I was there for a year and I had a contract for the year and then the contract ended and I was unemployed for a few years after that, trying to hustle back in to be a presenter. So they just didn't renew it. Yeah, they didn't renew it. The channel that they basically created was something called like District MTV. So they were trying a new concept of music and fashion together. And it just wasn't picking up. So they ended it all and that was me. That was me done. Well, you know what's really interesting? What a beautiful lesson to learn at such a young age, that your dreams are ever evolving and that goals are not, I like talking about it in the frame of goals are not end posts, they're goal posts. You know, what do I can't remember even how I talk about it now, but it's kind of like they're just markers along your journey. Say you're running a marathon, right? It's not the finish line. It's just like, oh, you've reached this part of the process. And the reason I think this is so important to really embrace is because it helps you enjoy the process, which is something I really struggle with, that patience piece when not much is happening or things are happening, but they're happening in a different way to what you think. You actually zoom out and you remember you're just in that middle part of between those checkpoints. And when you really zoom out all the way, you realize that's actually what life is. Yeah, it's not about, you know, I had a similar experience where I thought that achieving this goal, getting this job would, you know, reaching this point was going to feel a certain way.